guys, welcome back to the channel. And for today's video I wanted to give you guys a review on Hellstorm, one of the best universal superheroes currently in this game. And if you take a look at the universal class, just to be fair, you'll see that there's not that many superheroes that actually stand out. A few would be Black Bolt, Medusa, and obviously Robbie Reyes, but apart from that, even Thor does not stand out at the moment, right? The majority of the Universal class currently consists of really powerful supervillains. Then there's Odin, and Destroyer is neutral, but even Destroyer is only a PvP character. And apart from that, after Odin, I would give my money to Robbie Reyes as the second, and this guy right here, Hellstorm, is between him and Black Bolt for the third spot. Okay, so for today I wanted to give you guys a look at his kit and why I feel like he's actually one of the best we currently have available. So if you're new to this game and you're looking for universal heroes, go ahead and think about investing in Hellstorm. So let's go ahead and take a look at this guy's Kitman. And as of right now, this leadership right here, well, to be honest, before it was worse. Now it's kind of okay, just because we have so many powerful fire characters in the game right now. We have Dormammu and obviously Jean Grey. Robbie Reyes is pretty powerful. We have Ghost Rider and so on. There's a couple really standout-ish fire characters in the game. So this leadership does have a place. However, it is pretty bad. Not gonna lie to you, pretty bad. I don't use it, never gonna use it. 5 skill is actually one of his best skills. To be honest, it might actually be his best skill, just for the simple fact that it gives you a 100% chance to be immune to damage for 5 seconds. It is on a 15-second cooldown, so you can't stay immune to damage all the time, unfortunately. However, it does amazing damage and it has a really wide radius. Very, very good skill. And one thing I want to point out about this skill right here, guys, is this skill can be guard broken, and it will be guard broken very, very often, most notably in World Boss mode. If you're playing him in Extreme AB, that is also going to be a place where you're going to find that it gets guard broken. So for those two reasons, if those two places are places where you find that you struggle and you need a character for those game modes, World Boss and Extreme AB, because he can clear every single World Boss and he can also get you over 100k on Universal Superhero Day. So if you need him for those two places, I'm going to tell you, go ahead and put immunity to guard break on his obelisk, because if you do not do that, you're gonna find that you're gonna lose a ton of freaking damage. The only upside to this skill is that even if, well, there's a lot of upsides, but even if this skill gets guard broken, which it will be guard broken very, very often, you will still get the damage immunity, which is a great thing, because in most cases, when a character's skills get guard broken, they will lose the entirety of the skill. Everything will just be gone, and you will just have your skill be on cooldown. So this is actually really good, that even if it does get guard broken, you still get the damage immunity. Okay, very, very good skill, that one that you want to prioritize using very, very often. 4th skill right here is actually really, really good. It actually summons a couple illusions. They do a couple different attacks, which is pretty cool, because most summons in this game, they just do the same attack over and over and over, and it's kind of boring to watch. But these ones are actually illusions, and they actually do a couple of his skills. I believe they do his 1 skill and his 2 skill, and I believe his 3 skill as well. So very, very good, and they also deal decent damage. One thing that you should note is that unlike characters like Loki and what is it, Clea, who have illusions that do not draw aggro, his actually do draw aggro, and they can also die. Okay, so keep that in mind. There's an upside to it and there's a downside. There's an upside in the fact that it is great for World Boss, because you don't have to run so much from the World Boss like you would when you're using someone like Loki or Clea, because these clones are gonna pull aggro for you. However, they can die, so you might lose out on a little bit of damage that way, whereas for someone like Loki or Clea, they cannot die, so you have that constant supply of DPS. So a very good skill. You also want to make sure that you use it. To be honest, for me, I always use it after I use the 5 skill, just because it keeps you stationary and you do not want to put yourself in harm's way when you're using this skill. So very good skill. 4-star passive, similar to his leadership, is pretty bad. However, if you're new to this game, this is going to be like a lifesaver to you because you get a decrease to skill cooldown by 30 freaking percent. So pretty much, if once this activates, it's pretty hard to not have max skill cooldown. So this is actually going to be great to you if you're a newer player. However, once you get further in this game and you have some decent cards, it's going to be a completely useless 4-star passive. So these are the two bad things about his kit: his 4-star passive and his leadership. Two bad things about this kit. 3 skill right here is an amazing skill. Not only does it do damage, it actually decreases the enemy's all speed by 10%, and it increases his own attack, which is pretty good to be honest, by 24%. Very, very good skill. So this is something that I generally try to use before I use the 5 skill. However, in World Boss mode, just to prevent not getting any damage dealt to me at the start of the fight, I will open with the 5 and then try to get the 3 off. And that way, when the next cycle comes around for using the 5, I'll have this one up. So as you guys can see, it's on a 12-second cooldown. With max skill cooldown, you can actually keep this up all the time. So this is going to be great for helping you to pump out some more damage, and it kind of helps make up for the fact that he does not get a self-buffing leadership. Next skill right here gives him a 3-second stun. This is great for places like Shadowland, which is another place that he's going to do very, very well, especially since he's a universal character, which means he's eligible for pretty much everything. And it's going to be useful to you in order to help stall for time once your 5 skill is on cooldown and you no longer have the immunity. 1 skill right here is the only, I say again, is the only iframe in his kit. So keep this in mind. Whenever your 5 skill is on cooldown and you no longer have immunity and you notice that you're in harm's way, go ahead and hit it. It is an instant high frame. However, it is a very short iframe. When he jumps into the air, that part is an iframe. However, once he lands the hit, that is no longer an iframe. So be very, very careful and be smart about how you use it. And as for his tier 2 passive right here, guys, this is actually a really, really good tier 2 passive. Not only does it give him some more survivability, it actually gives him an amazing bump to his damage. So a 25% chance when attacking to recover 10% of max HP. That is very, very good. It also increases his fire damage by 60%. All of his skills do fire damage, so it's very easy to scale this with an obelisk. Very, very good tier 2 passive. Now, as for his gears, guys, he actually has some pretty good gears. First one right here, energy attack and crit rate. So you want to roll for something like I have here. Energy attack per level for the first 2. Energy attack and all attack for the remaining slot will work just fine. Next one right here, he gets physical defense and crowd control. Not really the greatest slot, to be honest with you guys. I would have much rather getting all defense here, but it is whatever. Crowd control is also useless. However, since he did get some physical defense, I went ahead and rolled for energy defense per level here, and then rolled all defenses for the remaining slots. This one right here, he gets HP. Thank God, this is a great, great slot right here. HP and attack speed, very, very good slot. So right here, I rolled for HP per level for the first 2, and I rolled for HP for the remaining slot. The second one is actually a little bit low. You want 183% or higher, so I might re-roll that once I have some free time when I start using him a little bit more. And this slot right here, he gets crit damage and ignore defense. Very, very good slot. Ideally, I would have liked the ignore defense to be in the first one, just because, but having both here is actually really, really good. For me, I rolled ignore defense here. As you guys probably noticed, he didn't get any skill cooldown natively. So that is going to be something that you might find that you come up short with. So keep that in mind, boys. Now, on to the obelisk. Now, as you guys can see, I do not have the ideal obelisk for him. And that's because I haven't gotten around to building it for him yet. What you want for him, though, is immunity to guard break, fire damage, and a damage proc. Something like I believe I have one right here that I'm holding on to for you know who. So as you guys can see right here, this is ideally what you want for him. Immunity to guard break, fire damage, and a damage proc. However, take a look at that. That is amazing, a 200% damage proc. So you guys probably know who I'm saving that for, okay? That's gonna be amazing. Anyways, if you want to build him for PvP, you could probably go ahead and do the same thing here just to be safe. Go for immunity to guard break, fire damage, But instead of the damage proc, you could roll for invincibility. That is a route that you could go. However, to be honest, I would not put invincibility. I would just try to capitalize on the fact that he has a really good damage and just scale that to a ridiculous level with a damage proc. Eventually, I will re-roll this though, and hopefully, I get something like I have in store for my baby. Anyways, ISO set right here, guys. I have Hawk's High. This is not ideal. You want to go for either Power of Angry Hawk or Overdrive. I literally have 41% skill cooldown, which is way too high, especially considering he gets some from his freaking passive, which there's nothing I can do about it, right? So this one right here, 5% chance to get 30% when you're attacking. Nothing I can do about it. So having Hawk's Eye here, especially when I have more than I need, is just a really big waste. Do not do this. I'm definitely going to re-roll this later on. I just don't use him as much as I used to, so I just haven't gotten around to changing it. Go ahead and get Overdrive or Power of Angry Hulk. Roll some skill cooldown on the 4th gear slot. Urus if you need it. And trust me, guys, you'll be golden. But let me go ahead and show you guys how I have the details looking. Right here, as you guys can see, 41.78%. Way too freaking high, okay? So definitely need to change the ISO set and re-roll the 4th gear when I get some time. Right here, as you guys can see, I'm missing 21% ignore defense. So Urus are probably going to have to make an appearance on this guy real soon. And crit damage is not the lowest, but it could be higher. Crit rate, pretty low. And attack speed almost non-existent. And attack speed would actually be very, very beneficial for this guy. So try to get 115% or higher, because that's going to make it so that even if you do not have immunity to guard break on the 5 skill, the animation, the startup time on the 5 skill is a little bit shorter, so you can just escape getting guard broken sometimes. Still is a better idea to go with immunity to guard break though, just to be safe, because you do not want to lose out on that damage. Every time that skill is guard broken, you lose out on a ton of friggin' damage. It it actually makes me want to cry when I see that skill gets guard broken. But I don't want to make this one super long, so we're gonna take him into the world boss mode, and we're actually gonna have some fun against Thanos, man. So it's just gonna be regular Thanos today. And I don't even know what team I'm going to throw him in with, but we'll just go with play him by feel. So ideally, if you're using him though, you should go ahead and use Satana, because they have a team up together, siblings, right? And this fire damage with his freaking tier 2 passive is actually going to put out some amazing damage. Maybe I'll actually just do that. You know what? Yeah, we'll go with this. A full team of fire, baby. No strikers, and let's have some fun, boys. Alright, so given that this is world boss mode and we're up against Thanos, the only skills you guys are going to see me use here is actually the 4, the 3, and the 5. So we're going to use the 4 to pull aggro. We're going to circle around because he's going to keep spamming that freaking Titan punch of his. And once he's not, hit him with the 3, hit him with the 5, resummon your clones, and get the hell out of dodge. So literally that's how you're going to do it, okay? 3, 5. And then you're going to hit 4 off cooldown. That's fine. You can punch me in my face, but that's fine. So, yeah, bro. Get angry. Get angry. So we're going to hit this 4 skill. Get us some fresh blood on the map for Thanos to spill. Then we're going to hit him with the 5. And then we're going to run. So similar to how you would play Loki, but he has a buff, a self-heal, and damage burst, or burst damage, whatever you want to call it. Damage burst. That's funny. Okay, so you don't want to stand too close to him, because those blue orbs that he keeps firing out, that's gonna debuff you and remove your clones, and you don't want any part of that, okay? Alright, so cool. Clones are over there doing their thing. You don't want any of that. Hit him with that 5 skill. Then you want to get the hell out of dodge. And this is why I said he's very, very easy to play and really good for newer players, because a lot of newer players are already familiar with Loki. Now I'm going to have to take a hit here. Ooh, we dodged it. We can't dodge. What? Damn, this guy has guaranteed dodge too. Okay, he doesn't. I'm just playing, guys. I'm just playing. Anyways. So that's why I said he's really good for newer players, because a lot of newer players are already familiar with how to play Loki, and he's very similar to Loki. If Loki had the kind of burst damage that he had and a self-heal, Loki would probably still be like the best character in the game. Not to say Loki is not good. Loki's still great, and you should definitely still get him or her. However, we're talking about Universal Heroes here, and this guy, Big Daddy Thanos, he is no more. Kneeled before Hellstorm. But yeah, guys, and that's all I have to share for this one, man. Let me know how you guys feel about Hellstorm. I personally think he's one of the best Universal heroes in the game. But if your opinion differs, let me know who you feel is someone that I overlooked who's actually just as good as Hellstorm, if not better. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.